what happens, right? The buprenorphine for pain works differently. And if I'm going to, buprenorphine is the common substance, whether it is in Zubsolv or Subutex or, that's a basic ingredient.
Yeah.
And these receptors also, like, that's why, methadone works with NMDA receptors. NMDA is a receptor that takes away the hunger. So the buprenorphine is not that efficient in resetting those.
Yeah.
So actually, um, anti-NMDA antagonists, there's association, anti-NMDA antagonist association or something, NMDA antagonist association, because what I was watching was a TV show called Unusual Diagnosis.
Yeah.
And that's when it all fell into place for me. So they were saying there was a girl who came with in early 20s, or and she acts very weird. She's never used drugs, and she's like having this weird imbalances, seizure-like activity, flu-like symptoms, incontinence, bowel bladder, typical like withdrawal symptoms. That's what I was seeing.
Yeah.
So they treat her with multiple issues, and then finally they did a lumbar tap, and that's when they figured out, maybe it was a very fancy institute, and they found that she had some sort of I forgot whether it was like some sort of a flu-like symptoms, like some organism, a protein or something that comes up in her lumbar tap.
Yeah.
The flu tap. So then they connect that with some sort of a vector-borne illness, and eventually they figured out it's anti-NMDA encephalitis caused, like how they have Zika and other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Some sort of a virus. They think it might be a mosquito bite or some sort of travel-induced issues, and they could never fix it.
They
could never fix it. And then there is a guy, a doctor. I don't know how he even figures it out. So he comes and that guy comes in, and he actually specializes in urology, so he's covering for that week. So he says the only thing that I have seen work is the urinary incontinence medicine as a side effect has this ability to heal this.
Urinary incontinence.
Incontinent medicine. I think it's called either. It's like oxybutrin or
oxybutol, I think it's called.
What is the pharmaceutical? It's like a nematide. It has like the copper. It's like a copper, like this guy who has like the information will have this, like that guy, that copper like structure.
Yeah.
And incontinence medicine. I forgot the name of it. It starts with the N. I forgot it. Anyway,
I know what you're talking about. The commercials were all over the place
so
for a long time.
He says that's the only thing, and she's in coma, So,
oh my God.
And so in intensive care unit, they give it IV and she recovers. So that's when I saw, when I looked at that withdrawal symptoms, right? I'll pull it up for you, and actually you will see, like, how amazing. Close to this. So it's called Anti-NMDA Foundation.
And it's a prescription.
It's no. I'm like saying
what the girl has.
See, anti-NMDAfoundation.org. Okay. See what it is. It says symptoms. Anti-NMDA. What are the symptoms? Flu-like symptoms, memory deficits, loss of short-term memory, sleep disorders, speech dysfunction, cognitive behavior difference, seizures, movement disorders, loss of consciousness, autonomic dysfunction, which is very common with withdrawal, right?
Yeah.
Central hypoventilation, vision and hearing. And that's when it occurred to me how close we are to NMDA issues.
Yeah.
So that became my research. Like, I can see the puzzle.
Yeah.
Two places fitting in. And I was looking in, why is Suboxone is not working? It's because it doesn't work in NMDA. Methadone works in NMDA. Many people have said this. They said methadone works better but it doesn't have the same ability to be dosed weekly at a time. That's the
Right.
only reason they come to us.
Wow.
Suboxone, the only reason you guys are coming to me is because it's weekly.
Yeah.
If it is methadone weekly, you wouldn't even see me. And if for the government, it's cheaper to do methadone, right?
Yeah.
It's 6 cents a piece versus this is like $6 a piece. Like
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, so that's when I realized, okay, what I need to look into is how to reset the NMDA receptors, just like how this guy said, and whatever it is, the over-the-counter bladder incontinence product.
It's called Oxetol because I bought it once.
So
because I was
yeah.
having symptoms, I was like, what the
So-
hell is going on?
So remember, that's like, what I'm saying is, but when I looked into what is a natural way to offset it, the nicotine as a Nicorette gum, if you chew before you take your buprenorphine, you will have a better result.
Really? My
For pain.
God.
Because what happens is nicotine is a natural vasodilator, right?
Yes.
So you get better oxygen delivery.
Yeah.
That is one way it works. Second thing is nicotine is also an NMDA receptor agonist. So it actually blocks the cravings in that. And because of that, Suboxone doesn't need to waste even a little bit there, and it gives you more. So, so you get more efficient in it. The
Yeah.
other thing that blocks the same effect is magnesium. So if you take magnesium,
Yeah.
but the one I like is magnesium salicylate. So if you take a little bit of Epsom salt as a drink,
Yeah.
take a half a teaspoon with lemon juice and like olive oil, take it as a shot.
Yeah.
And then do aspirin, baby aspirin, 81 milligram.
Yeah.
Before you take Suboxone, you have a better.
I take one every day, milligrams.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when you're in pain, to
Right.
offset the
To do
receptor, you would do magnesium salicylate.
Yeah.
Magnesium salicylate in the pharmacy comes as Doan pill, DOAN, and it's like $6 for a pack of 24.
Yeah.
So instead of doing aspirin separately
Yeah.
and magnesium separately, you can do together as magnesium salicylate.
Yeah.
And if in case you do not want to take aspirin,
Yeah.
go to Whole Foods store. They have something called white willow bark. White willow bark. Willow is actually aspirin.
Yeah.
The bark of the willow tree is what you get aspirin from.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
So you do it as essential oil, icy hot patches,
Yeah.
or you can buy white willow bark as a herbal supplement and take it with your Suboxone.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you
Wow.
get it?
Yeah. It just seems so.
Easy.
Yeah.
Don't put
it's-
chemicals in it because
Right.
what happens is when you put it as acetyl salicylate, acid you don't want in your body that
Right.
burns.
Yeah.
Whereas white willow bark is a natural way salicylate is given to you, and
Yeah.
the plant processes it gentler.
And that comes in patch form, you said, or
The icy hot is a patch.
Yeah.
But white willow bark is just a herbal powder, and you
Okay.
can get it in a vegetarian capsule or.
all right. And the
See,
other
the-
thing when you say magnesium,
You know where you can get willow bark? If you go online and Amazon, order white willow bark.
I can do that.
You can actually either grind it or you can even buy white willow bark as a powder.
Yeah.
And buy vegetarian capsules and make your own capsules. You will get, it's called Cap Them Quick. It's like a tray
Yeah.
with holes. So you put your capsule, just put powder in
Does
it.
that Amazon sell that too?
Yeah.
never
You
heard
can
of
make
that.
your own capsule.
I didn't know that. Wow.
I do my own.
and
Everything.
then so I could
Every
buy
herb I
powder?
have, I powder it and make my own herbs.
Really? I never knew that.
I actually hire my son to do it. Actually, he can make. When I hired him, I thought all of my kids know how to do my coding, my billing and coding.
Yeah.
My coding I do, but billing they do. So I can submit, so they can do
Nice.
data entry. Everybody, they'll get paid by the hour, sometimes per claim. My eldest one, I told him how to get into capsule business.
Yeah.
So he can produce in 6 hours 450 capsules. So he
Wow.
said he was so efficient he wanted to be paid more.
Yeah.
So I told him, okay, I'll pay you more. So he increased his pay from $60 to $90.
Yeah.
But he produced 300 pills.
Oh.
I said, what is this? I
Really?
said,
I'm going
efficiency
back
fell.
down to 60.
So then he says, how do you count efficiency? He says, I worked very hard, Mom. And I was giving him oil too.
Yeah.
So I said, my goal is not the hours you do, how many capsules you produce. And I said, each capsule I end up selling, like, see, I pay out, like, let's say 25 cents per capsule for him.
Yeah.
I end up selling for 50 cents a capsule. So for him to get paid, I need to have enough capsules to even cover his costs.
Right.
So I told him, you need to think like a business. So
Right.
that's when it occurred to him. So my husband overheard him, and he said to me, like, what exactly, how do you, my husband was the one who intervened. He says, what is efficiency to you? And I said, it's a number of pills.
Right.
So my husband, then he is like he's like the shark tank of our home. I should have never even got involved with him in the first place. He says immediately to my son, don't commit to 6 hours. He says, tell her how many capsules you need. And he says, become speed so you can get out at the minimum amount for you, get the $90. Isn't that like, I'm like, oh my
How often
God.
does he make things?
No, but like, so what I'm saying is, so when I did that, right?
Yeah.
He was able to produce, I told him I want 750 capsules in 6 hours.
Yeah.
And he did 750 capsules in 3 hours, got paid $90. Short thing.
Yeah.
But he was snappy. He says, Mom, shut up. I cannot answer your question. I didn't even take a bathroom break. I'm doing this. I said, you know what? That is not efficiency either. I said, if you're snappy and you're not being cool, I don't have crap coming into my capsule with your energy.
Right.
I said, I'm going to pay you 650 capsules,
Yeah.
$90 as a negotiation, provided your act is right. And I said, if you do another 100, maybe a bonus. But I said, your act has to change. And then I said to him, take a break, like eat normal.
Right.
He's worried because he wants to get out. So
that's from your husband.
I know. But like what I'm saying is when you put pressure on them, they do so well.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is do the same way. I'll teach you how to make. So get the point with
Well,
about
is
product.
there something you make that I can buy that would give the same effect?
I actually buy neem capsule from India. What they do is let's see how neem juice, neem oil, they spray to kill the bugs in the plant.
Yeah.
Neem has natural humulin in it.
Yeah.
If you're going to grow hops, does the same thing. It takes away body aches and pain. Hops, which is an herb. So you can also buy hops as a supplement. Yeah. White willow bark is anti-inflammatory. Hops is it actually nourishes the ligaments. So it helps the cell signaling. So it's like saying, see, like how when you have a little kid and keep saying, Mom, Mom, Mom. After fifth cry, you stop listening to them. Yes. You get it, right? So you tune it out. That's what is happening in the cell. The cell is like yelling at it. You're tuned out. So it resets it so that, like, you pay attention to the quiet voice say, I'm hungry. Yeah. Instead of this guy keep saying, ba, ba, ba. So the hops actually reset the cell signaling. Yeah. So it's very good herb. I make tinctures with that. So I actually sell those. I'm this year going to grow hops. There are 5 herbs I'm going to grow. Hops, durba grass, hemp, the trimming so that for the balm and stuff, and moringa, and then the 5th one is barley, because they said barley is very good. So these are 5 sacred herbs, they said. But for hops, I use neem, but you can also use moringa. Right. It's actually, for me, because I have a USDA permit, so I order wholesale. Yeah. So when they take out the oil, they call it, leftover cakes. Yeah. From the seeds, and that has actually healing property like hops. And they usually will use it for cattle feeds. Yeah. So I buy them. They call it in India punnaku. Punnaku means it is something they mix it for the cattle to eat. Yeah. And so I buy those cakes and it comes dried, dehydrated. Yeah. So I'll put it in a capsule and I'll make my own capsule. So I have a proprietary blend. I blend some of the moringa, castor, then some other stuff that would allow me to create a formula, which I'm willing to share with you. But you need to understand, why do you want to go to another country to buy when a hops is available here,
Yeah.
willow bark is available. So let's use your natural resources. Celery, one thing I'm going to try a recipe today is celery, cilantro, tamarind, and then red chilies, because chilies have natural pain management and analgesic property. So I'm going to come up with a food-based formula, because celery is natural magnesium,
Yeah.
and then red chilies takes away the pain. Cilantro, very good for kidney, so detoxes.
Right.
And then tamarind is alkalinizer. So when you put all that, that's what is in Worcestershire sauce, tamarind.
Yeah.
So when you do it naturally with like oils and stuff, you can use food as medicine too. This whole next 11 days I'm on a liquid diet, so
Yeah.
I make a little. So the idea is not to grind.
Right.
I'll share all that with you, but the thing is, you need to figure out how to naturally reset. You don't even need medicine.
Yeah, no, I'd like to do naturally, but I mean, so
But it'll take
I'm
some
willing to
time.
buy something from you if you think it'll.
Oh, yeah, my wholesale, my neem is coming in.
Yeah.
And like I said, I sell 50 cents a piece, because my wholesale,
Yeah.
when I order, my
Oh,
wholesale
I-
overhead ends up being 20 cents a piece.
Yeah.
And you can buy it from me and upsell, meaning like you can make it to a dollar. I'm not interested in, seriously, because I pay out this guy.
Right. Yeah. I
He's
know.
not cheap. He thinks he's like super god,
I know. Are you
and-
making anything off it from? I mean,
no, because I make money as a doctor. I don't
Yeah.
need to make money in this,
Yeah.
and I don't need to do things that I don't want to squeeze people out for me to be happy. But he is coming for summer vacation, so I need to give him a job.
Right.
So that would help him too.
Yeah.
Keep him busy.
I mean, like I feel confident taking it from you.